Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, it is Tuesday, the 23rd day of August, 2022. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us. As you can see behind me from our jump-off ridge camera, still a little bit of smoke, a little bit of haze, a few clouds. Relative humidity is up there. It's 53%, which for us is fairly high, and we're still dealing with the possibility of a scattered thunderstorm here in north central Washington. I understand yesterday, right during the hottest part of the day, right around 4:30, 5:30, there was some rain up in the Medhow Valley area, up in Winthrop, Mazama, and Twisp. Got a little bit of rain. It kind of missed the Omak-Okanagan area, but now they're in a better chance today to get some thunderstorms. Again, probably to the north of us. The best chance for thunderstorms here in the Wenatchee Valley on Wednesday. Not strong, active, crazy thunderstorms, but thunderstorms will do what they do. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. It's very mild right now. It's 72 degrees. First thing I noticed when I stepped outside this morning at 3:30, you could smell the smoke from the White River and Irving Peak fire, which really is just kind of sitting there. It's burning, but there's not a lot they can do about it. Anyway, forecast details are coming up. We will have some news. It's not too often that an automobile crashes into a law enforcement building, but that happened yesterday afternoon to the Wenatchee detachment of the Washington State Patrol. That's strange. In sports, we'll continue to preview the Seattle Seahawks getting ready for their last preseason game. They'll be in Jerry World to take on the Cowboys on Friday, and then they got to cut the roster down. In fact, 1 week from today, they got to go down to the mandated roster to begin the season, so there'll be a lot of personnel moves in the world of the Seahawks. We'll talk about that in sports. And in case you missed it yesterday, it's an important interview. Dr. Andrew Jones, the brand new CEO of Confluence Health, taking over from the retired Dr. Peter Rutherford. I had a chance to sit down with him late last week to get to know Dr. Jones a little bit better, and we're going to replay that interview that we aired yesterday because it's important, by golly. Let's start our tour around the valley. And if we start with the jump-off ridge camera, and we are, you can see this is the time of the day when the smoke is really at the lowest possible elevation because the relative humidity kind of shoves it downwards a little bit, so you can see that haze hanging over the Wenatchee Valley. Now, keep in mind, this is jump-off ridge. This is a very high camera, so it's maybe looks from that view a tad smokier than it actually is if you're on the valley floor, and you can see the high clouds even above that. So, again, chances of some light rain or some thunderstorms to the north of us, probably not here in the Wenatchee Valley until tomorrow. We'll give you those details in just a second or two. The second camera will give us a view of... is that Leavenworth? It looks like Leavenworth to me. Yes, it's pretty hazy and pretty cloudy in Leavenworth as well. As you can see, they're much closer to the fires up in the Lake Wenatchee area, so the smoke has a tendency to drop down into those valleys and into those hollers where the temperatures are always a few degrees cooler than it is in the open spaces. Good morning to Leavenworth. Camera 3. That's beautiful. Is that Monument, or is that out in Ephrata? That's out in Ephrata. Good morning, Ephrata. It's good to see you. We've had a camera out there for a while, and then it went on the fritz, and then we got it fixed, and here it is running again. So we said good morning to Ephrata, and the sun's just peeking up there. As you can see, not quite the cloud cover out of the basin that we have here in north central Washington. That's a beautiful view, though, Uriah. I like that. Camera 4. We chime in with Lake Chelan. I want to say it's Lake Chelan, number 1. And number 2, I want to say it's Green's Knob. I got them both right. Good morning to Lake Chelan. That's a ways up the lake. That's quite a ways up from Chelan proper. So you can see there's not a lot of boats out there, not a lot of houses. They're more like cabins and everything as we look up towards Tehican. If you head around that bend, you're heading towards Holden Village, but a beautiful view there from Green's Knob up at Lake Chelan. So thunderstorms. There's a weak low pressure ridge right over the top of basically the Omak-Okanagan area. It's not particularly strong. In fact, it's going to get gobbled up by a high pressure ridge that's just off the Pacific coast. But while it's still there, we're not ruling out, again, thunderstorms today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Wednesday is the one day that the Wenatchee Valley could get a thunderstorm. If we don't get thunderstorms, we could get some light rain. As you can see, we're just into that shaded blue area. The farther north you go, the better chances you have of a thunderstorm. And again, Wednesday is the day for us. Wednesday is going to be the most active day for all of eastern Washington and western Idaho. But once we get through that, we're going to be okay. And it's certainly going to be warmer than normal. Our normal high this time of the year is 85 degrees. We'll be in the 90s through the forecast period. In fact, from the National Weather Service, here we go. 93 today. By the way, yesterday's high, 93. Going to do it again. Again, our normal high is 85 degrees. As you can see, the forecast pretty much hangs right where it is. Once we get through the heat of the day today, I think we're going to be okay for thunderstorms. I think. Well, again, thunderstorms have a mind of their own. They're really hard to predict. And then we go tonight, sunny and warm. It's August. Even though it's closer to September than it was to August, it's still going to be sunny and very warm. A little bit of a cool down on the weekend. Actually, the weekend looks quite pleasant. And something to think about. Sunrise this morning, 6:08. Sunset tonight, 7:58. It's now going to be before 8 o'clock. That means 13 hours and 50 minutes of daylight. This is the time of year where we really start losing daylight. In the last 2 weeks ago, we had 40 more minutes of daylight than we do today. We're losing about 2 minutes and 15 seconds of daylight each day as we get closer to autumn. But the forecast is certainly summertime indeed. 6 minutes after the hour. Come right back in 1 minute. We'll have your Tuesday morning headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. It's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
This Labor Day weekend is the time to get your boots on and join all your friends and family at the Ellensburg Rodeo. The nation's best athletes provide nonstop action all weekend long under the blue skies of Ellensburg. Your rodeo ticket also gets you into the world-famous Behind the Chute Saloon featuring a world-class lineup of entertainment. It's your chance to hang out with some real cowboys and cowgirls, too. Don't miss the Ellensburg Rodeo this Labor Day weekend. For tickets, call 800-637-2444 or visit ellensburgrodeo.com.
8 minutes after, that was a nice view from our Freda camera, wasn't it? High clouds, smoke, haze, 72 degrees. Today's weather going to be pretty much like yesterday's. Some smoke and some haze in the morning, but some sunshine in the afternoon. A stray thunderstorm not out of the question through Thursday, and then a little bit of a cool down just in time for the weekend. 8 minutes after the hour, a man who apparently had some sort of a medical issue crashed his vehicle into the Washington State Patrol building yesterday morning. Out in Old Station, Trooper Colin Camaravell said the vehicle hit the building to the right side of the main entrance of the District 6 detachment building. The vehicle went into a secretary's office, we're told. Camaravell said she was standing at her desk at the time. The desk was pushed into her, but she's okay. The driver was transported to Central Washington Hospital. His condition not known, but Camaravell said the hospitalization was likely for the medical condition and not injuries from that accident. New routes just opened up for Link Transit. Passengers are going to be cut right back again. The the public transportation system is dealing with a continuing shortage of drivers. The Link board voted last week to cut back on expanded routes starting in October, while it's short 6 driver positions. 4 new routes serving Arundel, Ardenvore, and Leavenworth will be suspended. Other routes will have reduced stops or will run less frequently. The Link Board is considering a package of bonuses and cost of living increases for drivers that could help boost staff levels. The route reductions are expected to remain in effect until at least January. Speaking of staff shortages, Douglas County said that their staffing shortage there is going to force the closure of their licensing department at the Douglas County Courthouse in Waterville. That lasts from today through September 5th. The licensing office is part of the Douglas County Auditor's Department, and they contract with the state. They provide access to Department of Licensing transactions, license plates, tab renewals, parking permits, title transfers, that kind of deal. The county said those services will remain available, though, through private vendors in Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, and Chelan, just not at the courthouse. The closure of an East Wenatchee day shelter for the homeless could have a ripple effect throughout the mental health care community. Powerhouse Ministries on Valley Mall Parkway closed permanently on the last day of July, citing a rent increase from $3,000 to $5,000 a month. Powerhouse opened in 2011 and served up to 70 people a day with meals, resources, and a place to get out of the weather. The North Central Washington Behavioral Health Advisory Board has scheduled a meeting on August 29th to discuss the impact of that closure. The agency will take public comment via Zoom starting at 10 a.m. on the 29th. Low barrier shelters like Powerhouse are seen as a key to serving those with mental health issues who are living without a home. City of Wenatchee says it's a good thing that the new Okanagan Street Community Garden is going to have raised beds, because they're finding all kinds of rocks and boulders as they prepare the site. City crews in recent days have been breaking up and hauling away rocks and boulders so water lines can be installed. The City Council approved the project in March. Completion expected by next spring. When it's completed, the fenced garden will have 50 community garden beds, storage sheds, a walkway, benches, and a shade pavilion. The Moses Lake Watershed Council is going to give a State of Our Lake presentation. It's going to happen next month for people to learn about Moses Lake's water quality. As you know by now, Moses Lake has had a lot of issues with toxic algae blooms in the recent years, and the Watershed Council is going to talk about what's being done to improve and protect the quality of the water in Moses Lake. The meeting will be September 20th at 6:30 at Moses Lake City Hall. The Watershed Council said they're very interested in hearing suggestions from the general public. And Dr. Andrew Jones, the new CEO of Confluence Health here in Wenatchee, he took over in May from Dr. Peter Rutherford. Jones is a trained physician and the former chief medical officer for a Colorado hospital system. I had a chance to sit down with Dr. Jones, and he told me the challenges of balancing patient care and the business side of the job.
That is always a tough decision for folks in medicine who decide to go into an administrative or leadership kind of role. For many years, I did both. So I did some patient care and some leadership work. I think that was true until COVID hit in my previous life. And then I had to sort of go full time into managing what COVID was going to be for, where was the time. And the same kinds of things happened everywhere in the States. So the same stories are true there as we're here, I think. And I think that the leadership work is very important. You can make a big impact by helping all the caregivers work here and the physicians and everyone sort of build a better place to deliver patient care, build a better place to work, build a better company and a better resource for the community. So that's kind of my main job these days. I mean, I am in the process of getting my license and my medical license and all that, but I think I'm going to have primarily be focused on sort of the leadership role and leading other clinicians.
This is, frankly speaking, one of the 4 or 5 highest profile jobs in all of North Central Washington. You probably knew that going in. Is that you ready to tackle it? You're going to be the public face of the Confluence Health network of care.
Right.
It's a big job, a huge responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, it's daunting for sure. It's something I'm ready for and I look forward to, and it's I think an exciting responsibility. Right, this is a chance to sort of help the people who work here and who are cared for here have the best possible experience, have the best possible outcomes, and make this place, even better than it already is, and make something great for the community. So it's an exciting opportunity. And, there will be days, I'm sure, but that's the nature of things.
And again, my complete conversation with Dr. Jones will air in the back half of this morning's award-winning program. We won an award. I printed it up on my computer. Those word templates, they're phenomenal. And that's what's making headlines at 14 minutes after the hour. We'll have the news for you tonight at 5, 6, and 10, because we always do at 5, 6, and 10. We think it's important to have an informed viewership. And with a preview, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, the Moses Lake Watershed Council will give a State of Our Lake presentation next month for people to learn about the lake's water quality. We'll tell you more about that. Warm temperatures and thunderstorms in our forecast through Thursday. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Grantstrom has the latest on the Seahawks as they prepare for Dallas this Friday, and the Mariners as they get set to take on the Nationals tonight at T-Mobile Park. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, you got a news tip. You want to drop us a note and say hi, or you just want to drop us a note. Don't even have to say hi. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can go to our Facebook page. You can go to our homepage or website, ncwlife.com, and drop us a note that way. Or you can email us directly if you so desire. Our email address is news@ncwlife.com. When we come back, Seahawks, who's going to be the quarterback? They're kind of running out of time. We'll talk about that. Mariners open a 2-game mini-series against the Nationals at T-Mobile Park tonight. Before the Guardians come to town, we'll have sports, plus the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, and an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. We'll find out what's on his mind. It's all coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hey folks, Lehman here with Crown Furniture and Mattress. Folks, there's no question if you're looking for top quality furniture and mattresses, Crown Furniture and Mattress is the place for you. Whether it's Flex Steel's patented blue steel spring, Englander's 120 years of innovation, or Stanton's incredible comfort. Folks, we have it all. So stop by and see us today at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Crown Furniture, where prices really are lower.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
17 minutes after the hour, who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks? We know who it's not going to be. It ain't going to be me. Drew Lock, of course, was supposed to start against Chicago last week. He came down with COVID. He finally returned to practice on Sunday. Coach Pete Carroll says they're still evaluating Mr. Lock.
Yeah, this was really frustrating for him. You know, I mean, here was his day, and he just felt terrible on the practice field, you know, and that was his day to start and get going with all the guys and all that, and the regular practice schedule, the one day we had in that week, and he couldn't finish the post-practice work. It was a mess. So that's a shame. And so we're you know, I still need to see him play and need to see him fit in with our guys and all that. He's done really well till now. That opportunity was going to be a big one, even though I knew that the preparation for it wasn't great. You know, it was a you know, just wasn't adequate for the prep that a guy wants for his first chance to start a game. But we'll see how he goes this week, and he'll planning on playing a lot this week. Yeah, he'll play a lot.
Carroll says he's going to use Friday's preseason game, the last one, and then the subsequent practices leading up to the opening game against the Broncos. Before he names the starting quarterback, he says he's not in any rush right now.
I don't think that there's any date pressure on me at all in that regard. Yeah, I think you're right on that, Greg. That I'm going to take the time it takes to figure it out and make sure that we have all the information that we need. I got to wait and see what happens on this game. I don't know, you know. So Gino's done a good job, you know, and Gino needs a little more help from some guys. The guys need to catch the football for him a little bit better, but he's handled it well. And you know, you got to go back. Drew he's had 3 drives. He had two touchdown drives, you know. So he's, you know, he's put some stuff on the resume out there. So we'll see what happens this week. Excuse me. And we do have really, really good weeks of practice coming up. This week is a great one. Next week is a great one, and the one after it is a great one. So we'll use all of that if we need it.
Good news, though, on the injury front. If you watch the Chicago game, you know that Damian Lewis got pretty banged up. Coach Pete Carroll says it's a lot better than they originally thought.
It's a kind of a basketball ankle sprain, you know, and so that's a really positive thing. That, you know, it's the swelling that he's going to deal with. So there's no torn ligaments or any of that stuff. So, but it doesn't mean he's immediately popping back. But it's not going to be a long time. It's not like a high ankle sprain that lingers forever.
Will Dissly, now in his 5th season as a tight end for the Seattle Seahawks, he says fans should not panic about what they've seen in the offense so far.
No, our offense is growing. I think that's a great way to describe it. Obviously, the production on the field during the first preseason games hasn't been up to our standard, but that's a lot of mix and match. And so I think, as we grow and get some more continuity, you're going to see the puzzles fit together real nice. I'm not worried one bit. It's been amazing to see these young guys grow and learn the offense and get better and continue to grind here in the dog days of camp. It's, the growth is exponential, so it's going to start slow, and then you're going to see a big production towards game one.
On the defensive side, Jordan Brooks is the new captain of the defense, taking over from Bobby Wagner. And Jordan says their new defensive coordinator, Clint Hurt, is bringing the defense together.
Coach Hurt, he's a great guy, great coach. I think the biggest thing from him is accountability, holding everybody accountable, coaching everybody in the room, making sure everybody's on one accord. I think the biggest thing he's been pushing is, guys sticking together, being together so that we can play together. And I think he's been doing a great job of that so far.
One more preseason game Friday in Jerry World. They're taking on the Cowboys. It kicks off at 5 o'clock. You can watch it on King 5 if you so desire. Following the game, of course, the Seahawks will have to cut another 27 players down to the 53-man roster limit, and they need to do that by 1 week from today. Mariners are back home after a 9-game road trip. They went 5-4 on that road trip. They'll host the Nationals at T-Mobile Park. 7:10 Root Sports Northwest. Robbie Ray will take the ball for the Mariners. He'll go against Eric Fetty. Seattle and Washington play once more tomorrow, and then the Guardians come to town to begin a 4-game set on Thursday. And, of course, over the weekend, Ichiro will be inducted into the Mariner Hall of Fame. All right, the Mariners and Astros had the day off yesterday. Everybody else in the American League played. Randy Arozareno's solo home run at the bottom of the 5th was the difference. Tampa Bay beating the Angels 2-1. Rangers topped Minnesota 2-1 on Corey Seager's RBI base hit in the top of the 6th inning. Edward Cabrera and Tanner Scott combined on a 3-hit shutout of Oakland. Miami tops the A's 3-0. So the standings in the wild card. Tampa Bay's win over Los Angeles gives the Rays a half-game lead over the Mariners and the Blue Jays. In the American League wildcard chase, Baltimore was idle. They're still 2.5 games back. Minnesota has lost to Texas, puts the Twins 3 games out. Kansas City topped the White Sox 6-4, so the White Sox are now 4 games out of the wildcard race. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday, the 23rd day of August. Today is National Ride the Wind Day because this is a significant day in the history of aviation. All the early aviation pioneers, they were competing for prizes. You remember when Charles Lindbergh became the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic, he won a lot of money because a bunch of rich people sponsored it to kind of make people do these things. And there was a prize known as the Kremer Prize. It was proposed in 1959 by industrialist Henry Kremer to award a lot of money to the first person who could ever fly using just human power. No engines, nothing. And they pulled it off on this date, August 23rd, 1977, when the Gossamer Condor, piloted by Paul McCready, did it. He climbed inside that thing and flew. The thing only weighed 70 pounds, so it wasn't, the biggest weight was Paul himself. That's the Gossamer Condor. I don't know if you remember this or not. It's about 30 feet long. The wingspan 96 feet, huge long wings. It was 18 feet high, and he climbed inside of it and pedaled it like a bike and flew it. Human-powered aircraft happened on this date, and this is why today is National Ride the Wind Day today. And unlike most airplanes who need to fly into the wind to get the necessary lift, this guy needed a tailwind to get up there. He did it. Where's my jetpack? I was promised a jetpack. Anyway, it's 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history, at the end of the Revolutionary War, North Carolina, all the colonies, the 13 colonies, were supposed to spread the debt. Hey, these things cost money. North Carolina said, hey, United States, North Carolina here, we ain't got no dough. How about if we just give up a little section of our real estate and we can create a new state, the state of Franklin, the 14th state in the Union. And on August 23rd, 1784, 238 years ago today, Western North Carolina at the time, now it's Eastern Tennessee, declared itself an independent state under the name of Franklin. They had it for about 4 years. It was never formally recognized. by the United States. The United States government said, sorry, North Carolina, just carving out a section and giving it to the federal government does not mean you're debt-free. So the state of Franklin, which is now eastern Tennessee, it came and went. Didn't happen. I wonder if, Ben was consulted on that. Anyway, that was 238 years ago today. The beginning of the Battle of Stalingrad was 80 years ago today. Man, this was a bloodbath. Of course, it's not Stalingrad anymore. It's Volgograd. It was Volgograd, and then they changed it to Stalingrad, and then for smart reasons, they changed it back to Volgograd. But it began on this date 80 years ago. It lasted 5 months, 1 week, and 1 day. The numbers are horrific. 400,000 Germans either killed, wounded, or captured. 400,000 Nazis, but that was nothing compared to what the Russians get. The Soviets suffered 1,129,000 total casualties. More than twice as much as the Nazis, but they held on and they kept Stalingrad. It started on this date 80 years ago today. 50 years ago today, 50th anniversary of the Republican National Convention at Miami Beach in Florida. My favorite vice president ever, Spiro T. Agnew, was renominated as the Republican nominee for the vice presidency of the United States with the ticket of Richard Nixon and Spiro T. Agnew. Spiro T. Agnew received 1,345 votes from the delegates. All but one. One delegate from Oregon voted for journalist David Brinkley, just so Spiro T. Agnew wouldn't have a unanimous nomination. Spiro Agnew. Finally, happy birthday to the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web was open to the public on this date in 1991. I was on record then, and I believe it now. It will never last. The World Wide Web, a complete fiasco, never going to work. Personal opinion. Let's do birthdays. Somebody had to be last, and this guy was last. Louis XVI, the last king of France, after 1,000 years of continuous French monarchy. Well, you know what he did. He was born on this date in 1754. Bad time. He was not a very good king. He was, quite frankly, an idiot. And he made some stupid moves. But the whole French Revolution had been brewing for quite some time. He just happened to be the guy sitting on the throne when the French people said this whole 1,000-year monarchy thing is a bunch of junk and we need to ditch it. Louis XVI, the only king of France, by the way, to ever be executed. Back in those days, that's how a lot of kings and queens lost their jobs. He was no longer the king when they cut his head off in 1793 at the age of 38. Hi, Louis. Don't marry Marie Antoinette. You'll regret it. Other birthdays today. Gene Kelly, born in the state in 1912. This guy could dance. Gene Kelly never won a competitive Oscar. He was nominated for a number of Oscars, never won a competitive Oscar. Got a couple of honorary Oscars, I guess is okay. Gene Kelly, born in the state in 1912, died in 1996 at the age of 83. Unfortunately for Gene Kelly, the last movie he was ever in was Xanadu. Anyway, Gene Kelly, born in the state in 1912. The greatest drummer in rock and roll history, bar none, Keith Moon, the drummer of The Who. Born in the state in 1948, died in 1946 is when Keith Moon was born. He died in 1978 at the age of 32, cause of death being Keith Moon. The greatest drummer in rock and roll history, with all due respect to the technically proficient drummers, the Carl Palmers and the Jim Keltners and the Hal Blaines and those guys, or those drummers that drove the band forward, such as Ringo Starr and Charlie Watts and those guys. But Keith Moon outshines them all. The greatest drummer ever, Keith Moon. There. Born in the state in 1946. And Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant. He's been gone now a couple of years. He would be 43 years old today, Kobe Bryant. Born in the state in 1978. It's 29 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break. Got an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. And in case you missed it yesterday, going to replay the interview I did with Dr. Andrew Jones, the new CEO of Confluence Health. It's coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome to Bubbly by Cake Chick, where friends come to relax and reconnect. Enjoy delicious lunches, decadent desserts, classic champagne, and bourbon tastings. Make every day an occasion when you join friends at Bubbly by Cake Chick on Riverside Drive in Wenatchee.
Brian's Pizza and Bowling is changing their name to That Pizza Place. Now, there's still your same favorite locally owned family pizza and bowling center, That Pizza Place. Come hang out in downtown Cashmere.
The NCW Life Channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life Channel today.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, brought to you by Merry Maids. The NCW Fair returns to the fairgrounds in Waterville August 25th through the 28th. Thursday is Latino Day, Friday is First Responders Day, and Saturday is Kids Day. The Youth Livestock Auction is Saturday morning, the Big Band Roundup is Saturday afternoon, and Maddie and Tay, along with Matt Stell, headline the concert Friday night. Advance tickets to all the events are available at ncwfair.org.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnani, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, Henry Kissinger, Richard Nixon's Secretary of State, once said that power is the greatest aphrodisiac. I see his point. There's no doubt that people are often attracted to and seduced by those in power, but power works another way as well. And those who have power, It makes those with power feel that they can act any way they want. We've seen it over and over again recently with those men high up in the entertainment industry who have used their power to sexually assault women. I'm gratified to see that these abused women are coming forward, being believed, and that their abusers are being held accountable. Because it's about time us men, powerful or otherwise, treated women with the respect and decency they deserve. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Click It RV, we're overstocked on inventory and need to make room for brand new models on our lot. Between our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, and Milton Freewater, we have hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and RVs that have to go. With low payments, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days, you'll want to hurry in today while the best floor plans are still available. Come check out the Overstock Liquidation Sale, going on now at Click It RV.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
This could be the view out of your office window.
North Central Washington is probably one of the most beautiful places to live, and you get to experience it all as a transit operator.
Link Transit coach operators enjoy full family benefits, paid CDL training, a state-of-the-art fleet, and the satisfaction of being part of a progressive, community-minded team.
We have a lot of fun with each other. I mean, it's a good group of people. We're all kind of like a family.
If you like this view, Link has a seat for you. The next operator training starts soon. Apply today at linktransit.com.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Flowers are fighters. That's why the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of them. Because flowers find a way to break through. Just like we will. Join the fight at alz.org/walk.
Badger Mountain Brewery is your cure for boredom. Jam Night Mondays. Trivia Wednesdays. Live Music Fridays. Lot Party Saturdays. And Sunday Brunch. There's always something brewing at Badger Mountain. So come join the party.
Hello, my name is Brian Brett, the Fire Chief for Chelan County Fire District 1, and I just wanted to talk about how amazing our Rivercom team is. They are intentional, purposeful, and skillful in everything they do, and they are the best at what they do. How they prepare, how they handle the caller, how they coordinate the emergency services, and how they push themselves to be the best. This is the kind of spirit that our Rivercom telecommunicators have. Our community needs you, we need you, we admire you, you're our lifeline.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
This is the NCW Live concert calendar. Fridays, it's live music at Alta Cellars in downtown Manson from 4 to 7 p.m. Sunday, it's Succession Winery located between Chelan and Manson with live music from 2 to 5. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante present music on Mondays at 4 p.m. weekly. check the individual websites for more information. That's the NCW Live concert calendar.
This Labor Day weekend is a time to get your boots on and join all your friends and family at the Ellensburg Rodeo. The nation's best athletes provide nonstop action all weekend long under the blue skies of Ellensburg. Your rodeo ticket also gets you into the world-famous Behind the Chute Saloon featuring a world-class lineup of entertainment. It's your chance to hang out with some real cowboys and cowgirls, too. Don't miss the Ellensburg Rodeo this Labor Day weekend. For tickets, call 800-637-2444 or visit ellensburgrodeo.com.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're at the beautiful campus of Central Washington Hospital. It took some doing, but we finally have a chance to sit down and talk to the newly hired Chief Executive Officer. He took over in May from the now retired Dr. Peter Rutherford. Peter Rutherford had the top job here for a decade, did it quite well. Andrew Jones, Dr. Andrew Jones is joining me. Welcome to the Valley, and thanks for taking some time out from, I know it's been a very busy few months for you.
It has, and I'm delighted to be here.
A little bit about yourself. You know, this isn't a job interview, but give us a little
Sure.
background on Dr. Jones.
Yeah, so I'm happy to. I'm originally from a smallish town in northeastern Oklahoma called Bartlesville, which probably no one's ever heard of. And my dad worked for Phillips 66, an oil and gas company, and the youngest of four brothers, one of whom lives in Portland, actually. But they live all over the country. Grew up as a sort of a science nerd and a musician and a swimmer, and didn't quite know what I was going to do with myself. Went off to college thinking I was going to be a researcher, because my brothers are, two of them have PhDs and one's in education. I thought I was going to be a scientist, and I wound up majoring in history in college and got very interested in sort of the history of epidemic diseases. So even before the COVID, epidemic diseases had a very interesting impact on the world, cholera and the plague and all that sort of stuff. So I studied that. Spent a couple years working in Connecticut, then went to medical school and did my residency and a good bit of time in Oklahoma. I had a sort of first career in medical education. So I taught medical students and medical residents and was a residency program director in Denver for a number of years, including running sort of a big clinic there that took care of underserved folks. During that time, I went to business school because I wanted to learn how to run the clinic better, to make better use of the resources we had, and got pretty interested in how things work, how to make an organization work well, how to lead people. Spent a couple of years doing essentially internal consulting with a big health system on process improvement, and then for the last 5.5 years, I've been at Grand Junction, Colorado, at St. Mary's Medical Center, which is a lot like Confluence, really. It's a town of about 65,000 people at the confluence of two rivers. It just happens to be the Colorado and the Gunnison, not the Wenatchee and the Columbia, and very similar, geography and culture and all that. I mean, in fact, a buddy of mine who is a peach farmer there, is a peach orchard. He got his trees from someone in Wenatchee, of all places. So yeah, that's how I came to. It's kind of how I got to be here, and that's a little background on me.
It sounds like in the Jones family with the siblings, a lot of accomplishment going on there. Was that a lot of that growing up, trying to outdo your siblings in that? Because it sounds like they've all done well for themselves.
They have. I'm the youngest by far, so I'm 17 years younger than my youngest brother. So when I was born, my youngest brother was in Vietnam, a non-tourist situation. And so I was really, they're really more like my uncles and my brothers to some extent. I didn't know the difference. But yeah, my father was the first person in his family to go to college, and I was somehow encouraged in an unspoken way that we were all going to, make something of ourselves and go to school and study hard, and so yeah.
And you did.
And I did.
The Confluence Health people, at one point or another, the board of directors got a hold of you, but there was some processes that happened before that in the vetting process. At what point did you and Confluence Health kind of end up on each other's radar, and walk me through that process?
Yeah, sure. So as is typical when they're trying to hire these kinds of roles, they engaged what's called a search firm to sort of find the next executive for Confluence Health. And this firm, they put postings in various places that people like me might see, and I was kind of trying to figure out what might be next for me, or what have you, what would be a good place for my family. And I saw this what's this Wenatchee business? Like what's up with this thing? And I sort of, one thing led to another, and talked to the recruiter and learned about this awesome place and these cool people, and the real opportunity to build something cool for the community and for the folks who live here and for the patients too. And so that's sort of how that process worked. And then you work with the recruiter, and then you talk to the board chair, and you kind of work through the various stages of that through interviews and what have you. But that's kind of a little outline of the process.
Was there, at what point during that process did you go back to your wife in Grand Junction and said, honey, I think I got a shot here. I'm liking my chances.
Yeah, so it was, I think it was when we came to Wenatchee. So in the process of applying for and getting this position, I sort of came to Wenatchee twice, and I brought my wife with me both times. The second time I brought a kid too. And I think when we came, we were like, oh, okay, we like this. This is a pretty neat place. This has the things we like about a community, like the outdoor activities and the kind of people, and it's of a scale that's very comfortable. And yes, it's a small town. You'll see your neighbors at the grocery store, and I'm sure someone will stop me in the grocery store and tell me something they're unhappy about Confluence Health at some point, which is fine, by the way. Go ahead and do it. But it also is a sort of accountability to people in the community and to each other that I think is really, really impactful. So I think kind of when the first time I came out here, I sort of thought, wow, this is kind of moving from like the theoretical possibility to what might actually come to pass.
And it did come to pass. You have a unique balance. At what point? I mean, you have an MBA, and you have to handle that part of the hospital, but at the entire Confluence Health for that matter. And at the same time, you're also a medical doctor. Do you occasionally get the urge that I want to get out of the office, put on my white smock, put a stethoscope on, and do some rounds? How do you balance those two parts of your job?
That is always a tough decision for folks in medicine who decide to go into an administrative or leadership kind of role. For many years, I did both. So I did some patient care and some leadership work. I think that was true until COVID hit. In my previous life, and then I had to sort of go full time into managing what COVID was going to be for, where was the time, and the same kinds of things happened everywhere in the States, so the same stories are true there as we're here, I think. And I think that the leadership work is very important. You can make a big impact by helping all the caregivers work here, and the physicians and everyone sort of build a better place to deliver patient care, build a better place to work, build a better company and a better resource for the community. So that's kind of my main job these days. I mean, I am in the process of getting my license and my medical license and all that, but I think I'm going to primarily be focused on sort of the leadership role and leading other clinicians.
This is, frankly speaking, one of the 4 or 5 highest profile jobs in all of North Central Washington. You probably knew that going in. Is that you ready to tackle it? You're going to be the public face of the Confluence Health network of care.
Right.
It's a big job, a huge responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, it's daunting for sure. It's something I'm ready for and I look forward to, and it's I think an exciting responsibility. Right. This is a chance to sort of help the people who work here and who are cared for here have the best possible experience, have the best possible outcomes, and make this place, even better than it already is, and make something great for the community. So it's an exciting opportunity. And, there will be days, I'm sure, but that's the nature of things.
I know a lot of physicians who work here. I know a lot of registered nurses who work here, CNAs who work here, just basic employees, not only at Central Washington Hospital, but the entire family of Confluence Health. Almost to a person, they really like working for this organization. That probably eases the burden a little bit for you, doesn't that?
It does, and I think was part of the draw of a place of this size and scale in the current healthcare world. Is at this scale, we can build sort of a really humane and wonderful place to work. And the bigger you get, the harder that can be to do. Not that the other great big health systems don't try to do that and do it well, but I think there's a little more accountability to the community. People can find this closer to their values. They sort of find more sort of personal meaning in a place like this than maybe at some other places. And I think that's, people, it makes it easier for people and makes it more fulfilling for people when they find value in what they do.
A couple more questions, Dr. Jones, and we'll cut you loose. Is your initial job over the next, say, 16, 18 months just kind of stay in your lane and find your way around, or have you already noticed some things that maybe should demand a little bit more of your attention for the time being?
Well, probably a little both. I think the first job for anyone coming into a role like this in a place like this is to sort of learn as much as they can about the organization and the place and the environment and all this sort of situation, and to build relationships. So both inside the organization and in the community, and frankly, there's people nationally involved in rural health that need to have relationships. So learning and building relationships is a key initial task. And also, one of the reasons that I think I was brought in by the Confluence board is to bring in someone with some outside eyes, right? This is a great organization, and it's in an adolescent phase, and that's good. And so I think there's an interest to know, okay, what do you see that we can no longer see because we are here? We're doing this every day. What can you see that we don't see, and where do we need to go next? So it's definitely a focus on understanding that and what might be some opportunities for growth for the organization to move forward to the next level. So.
What's a good day for you? What's a good day?
Yeah, a good day for me. A good day for me involves talking to people who are really jazzed about what they do. Just this morning I had a chance to talk to a few folks who are really jazzed about telemedicine, and it's just so fun to see people who get really geeked up on whatever they do and are really passionate about it and really want to make it better and are excited about it. And working in those sort of situations, it becomes my job to break down barriers to help them do what they already know how to do. It's my role to sort of pave the way. And that can be with folks who work here or patients or whatever, but being able to sort of take people who are passionate and doing work they value and trying to make a difference and help them do that. That's a good day for me.
When you work in the healthcare industry, you have to be passionate or you're going to be found out real quick. You can't be cosmetic and do this job, can you?
It'd be easier to, there's plenty of industries where it is all about sort of the transactions and the money or whatever, and that's fine. That's perfectly legitimate thing to do, but healthcare is not like that. You have to really have a mission to take care of the patients and the people and frankly the community to make a difference. And I think the folks here really do. I think that's why folks are at Confluence and folks are here in Wenatchee. The doctors, all the staff, the caregivers, everybody. It takes a whole team to make this work. The people who clean the rooms and bring the food and keep the place put together are just as important members of the care team as everybody else, and they're critically important to how we do things. So.
Last question, we'll cut you loose, I know you're busy. When you got the call back in May, the official job offer, was there any hesitation? Did you go, honey, I don't know, or is it like,
no.
if you're going to be offered the job, you're taking it?
Yeah. We knew if we got the offer, we would be coming to Wenatchee. There's all the various haggling about that. When you're going to start and all that sort of stuff, but we knew this was the right spot, so it was pretty easy.
And then a celebration dinner shortly thereafter, I'm assuming.
Exactly, exactly.
So. Well, welcome to the Valley. I'm looking forward to meeting your wife. I understand she works in nonprofits and you're going to be involved in the community in any number of ways, I'm sure. The various service clubs and boards will be knocking on your door.
Yeah.
That's part and parcel of it. and the kids will like going to school here, and I think you're going to like it here.
I think so too. It's a great place.
Yep. Best of luck. Anytime you need help from us, Doctor, you know where to find me. I have the highest rated local morning television show in town.
Well, that's pretty impressive, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I have the only local.
Well, hey, that's unnecessary clarification.
And you and I have something in common. You went through Yale.
I did.
And I do. I went through Yale. You went through Yale. You got a degree. I went through Yale, and it was in the back seat of a patrol car. So didn't count.
Yeah,
So
well,
thanks for visiting. We appreciate it. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
The NCW Life channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCW Life channel today.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary seller's assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
And we are back at just about 2.5 minutes left to go, just right before we came back live on the air. I brought up the radar, the Doppler radar, on the National Weather Service's website. Looks like a passing shower going on right now in the Waterville area. Also, we were looking at Chelan briefly. It looks like they're getting a little bit of light rain, but there's a significant amount of rain, from what I've been able to tell, coming down in both the Methow Valley and the Twisp area, Methow proper, and up towards Winthrop and Mazama, and also the Omak-Okanagan area is getting some light rain as well. And this is early on in the day. We haven't had that radiant heat build up, and it's that radiant heat that is causing some concern about some thunderstorms, especially to the north of us today. And then for tomorrow, a huge swath of our viewing area is within that thunderstorm bullseye. Let's show you that slide one more time from the National Weather Service. Again, for today, thunderstorms will be isolated if, in fact, they happen at all. Right now, it's raining lightly, as I mentioned before, in Omak, in Okanagan, in Pateras, it looks like a little bit in the Chelan-Manson area, just a light passing shower. And then later on this afternoon, those could develop into thunderstorms having their own little personality, if you will. And the possibility of a thunderstorm, a pop-up, a rogue thunderstorm, actually goes all the way through Thursday. The best chance for us here in the Wenatchee Valley, as you can see, we're just barely into that shaded blue area. Best chance for us is going to be tomorrow. Now, these thunderstorms are coming down from British Columbia. It's a low-pressure ridge spinning counterclockwise and spinning clockwise, and so it's bringing them down, is what it's doing. But they're also going to kind of run out of steam, run out of ammunition, if you will, the closer and farther south it goes. So we could see some light rain anyway, but I don't think we're going to see a thunderstorm today. Maybe tomorrow. We'll know more when we visit tomorrow. In the meantime, from the National Weather Service, another warm one today after a 93-degree day on Monday. We'll do it again today. 93. Our normal high is 85, and as you can see, we're going to be above normal right through the forecast period, with the exception of Saturday, right around normal. Again, chance of some light rain today. Best chance of some thunderstorms probably Wednesday for the valley. It may just skip past us right there. And then basically we have high pressure. It's going to knock that low pressure out of alignment and give us sunny and warm temperatures Thursday, Friday before we cool down into the weekend. And that's it for us. Have a great Tuesday. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.